We are on a mission to rebuild #United to Premier League winners, and so far we have taken them to the playoff winners in the National League and ready for our journey from League 2 to the Premier League, which is what we are going to be doing today. Going on the mission of taking a side that really shouldn't be in League 2, predicted at the bottom to be a Premier League club. So grab yourself some popcorn and welcome back to the journey of rebuilding #United. Now I think it's important to recap us on last time out, as this was the squad that we were playing with. We had Big Josh King up front scoring loads of goals, and Ali Pat, Mr. Alex Patrick, the pace demon, down the right hand side. If you haven't seen episode 1, it was an absolute mission to get #United to be a League 2 club. It has taken us, I believe, 9 seasons so far to get hashtag to this level. As you can see, we started down in 2023-24 in the Isthmian Premier Division, 16th, 8th, 12th, promotion in 3rd, promotion in 2nd, and then 4 seasons in the National League, and eventually getting out. So in the year 2032, #United are going to be a League 2 side, which means we're going to get a bit more money on our hands, which is very good, but it also means we're going to go professional. So this current situation isn't ideal. We are over £500,000 in the red, and it looks like financially we are going to seriously struggle. I mean, even looking into the National League, if we check out the team detailed stats and the salary per annum, we were sitting in 21st place, 428k. And we are now going to have to challenge with clubs in League 2. Clubs like Tranmere spending very similar money, actually. You know what? It's not a big of a jump in finances as I initially thought. Someone like Tranmere didn't even get promoted, so we're going to have to face up against them. We're going to face against Col U, so a local side to #one of our rivals. That'll be a great game. Blackpool all the way down there in 22nd. In League 1, the relegated sides, Notts County, Bristol Rovers, Crawley and Shrewsbury. So we really have got up to a very strong level. So far though, we have not managed to improve them in their training facilities, youth facilities or youth recruitment, so it all comes down to the transfers and the scouting, and we know that is very, very difficult at this level, especially with a 500k in the red and a squad with the max value is on loan. We relied on loan players: Said Tomic, Freddie Turner, Michael Unsworth. They were our 3 stand-up performers last year. They were all on loan, so we're certainly going to struggle. I haven't seen this save for me in over 2.5 weeks as I've been moving house and going on holiday. So if the setup looks a bit different and things sound a bit weird or look a bit weird, I apologise. We have got some brand new lighting, a brand new mic setup, and the setup behind me will all be sorted within the next month. So for now, we're keeping it plain. We'll do a nice little reveal. You guys have been absolutely smashing the support vote while I've been away. We've gained over 200,000 views in like 3 weeks, which is mental. Subs wise, 1,100 in like 20 days. So you guys are absolute legends. Over 50% of you vote are still not subscribed, so smash that subscribe button. And if you can help support down in the Patreon as well, it is all being reinvested into the setup, like the lighting, the camera, the microphone, the background. So if you do want to help support and get a little bit of bang for your buck as well with rebuild files, tactics, all that good stuff, the Patreon link is linked down below. And my favorite thing is we can now record standing up as well, which is absolutely mental. This feels so crazy and so ridiculous, but it is something that I wanted to have done for a very long time. A bit more energy, a bit more hand movement, all that lovely stuff. But yeah, a massive thank you to you legends. You have literally helped change my life in the last year, and I just want to say in the middle of this video, a massive thank you, because I really can't thank you guys enough. But for now on, let's get back to the #journey. Now, this transfer window took us a long time, and that's because we lost one of our star players. Alex Patrick, the legend that is, ended up leaving the club to join MK Dons, a league rival for us. Well, actually, no, now going up into League 1. £100,000 for us, that's a 20% of our debt gone on a player sale. We had to accept that and move on. And I think we've done a pretty good job at scouting some really top tier talent and reinvesting that money. So it is all free agent signings and a couple of loan signings as well. And one last season that came in right at the very end was Nathan Hall. And this is one of the best players we have signed. He's a central attacking midfielder. He is 24 years of age. He is consistent. He's a free agent. He's got 5 finishing. So don't let him shoot. But other than that, he is an absolute world star. We move on to Scott Pollard Refford, who is a winger winger slash striker. Clark Conway in from Fleetwood, another winger. Brian Evans, a free agent defender who can play left back and centre back. Left-footed centre back is so important. 6'3", great defensive stats. Huge fan of that signing at just 18 years of age. Macaulay Prudhoe is another centre back, 24, high determination. Nathan Lister, a good young midfielder. Dan Carter, a midfielder. Brian Lang, a central attacking midfielder. Jack Thompson comes in as a right back backup. Harry Taylor, another backup centre back. Richard Thomas, a striker with great pace, finishing and composure, and I'm very excited to see what he can do at 6 foot tall. Nwoko as a central midfielder. Aaron Pickles, fantastic name, as a centre back coming in. Owen Granger, a young backup goalkeeper. And then our 3 loan signings, we've got Alex Akrig, who is a fantastic left back. We've got Andy Wilson from Wrexham, who's a really good defensive midfielder. And finally, Dwayne Williams from Leyton Orient, who won the league last year, comes in as a backup left back. So a lot of changes in that summer window, and the team, it does look pretty much completely different. This is now our best team sorted about what the game thinks. In goal is Charlie Warrior. Right back, Clark Conway, Prudhoe, Evans and Akrig make up a new look back 4. Tafaj and Wilson sit in defensive midfield. Beaumont Clark at right wing, Hasim Bakray at left wing, Nathan Hall at cam, and Zander Frame up top with that fantastic 5 finishing. Really helpful for the striker to have. It has been so difficult to really scout and go and find players at this level, and to be honest, I think I may have showed it last time out. I really only have 2 real tactics of doing this. Looking at players that have been released by Premier League clubs. I do all that in June. Premier League clubs, Championship clubs, and at this level probably League One clubs as well, so we can get a bunch of youngsters come in and they can hopefully grow and we can resell them. And then players with high world reputation that have also been released is pretty much it at this point. Director of Football isn't helping too much as things stand, so we are pretty much locked in to this side, and this is about as good as it gets. And we're going to really struggle this year. In League 2, we have already played 4 games. As I said, this took me such a long time to go through and do. But 2 wins, 2 losses, 6 points, 2 goal difference. Not too bad. Season preview, we're down in 22nd. But we did see it wasn't a massive rise, in terms of financially at least, from the National League to League 2. So while we were meant to struggle in the National League and we didn't, can we do the same here in League 2 and get back-to-back promotions to League 1? Well, I'm going to be honest from the very start, it's not going to be back-to-back promotions. But what I can say is we have held ourselves in the league, which for me, as much as the financials isn't too different, is a massive step up from the National League. It is very rare for clubs like Notts County and Wrexham to see what they have done in recent years. And often it is a real struggle to stay alive in League 2. But here, this season, we proved we belong. We have grown hashtag to actually being a professional club and being in the 4th tier of England, which is absolutely crazy. Hashtag United in League 2. Will we ever see this happen in real life? I hope so. That'll be an absolutely awesome story. You can see so far in this game, we are facing up against Blackpool. It is away from home as well, and we absolutely destroyed them. We have seen some comments in the last episode and a few times on the channel, to be fair, about the 4-2-3-1 and how overpowered it is. For challenges like this, I firmly believe the 4-2-3-1 is the way to go. Yes, it's overpowered. Yes, it's very strong. The ridiculous challenge we are taking on needs a good tactic and formation, and especially during a rebuild where we don't play every single game. I think you guys know that watch these now. It is simulated via Holiday. We lock in a tactic. We do all the transfers, and you don't have that game-to-game management. So it certainly makes the challenge a lot harder to rebuild a club from the National League, or, I mean, in this case, Step 7 to League 2 without a ridiculous formation. So that's what we've done here, and we've got 15th place, and I'm absolutely buzzing with that. 18 wins, 6 draws, 22 losses, a 0 goal difference. That's unbelievable. That shows we are certainly doing something right. And we had a striker as well that knew how to put the ball in the back of the net. As soon as I saw Richard Thomas, I knew we had a star on our hands. In the couple of leagues below, down at Dulwich Hamlet, he scored 17 goals in 41 games. And having a striker that scores goals in FM, regardless of the level, is so important. Because if there's an unbelievable striker out there scoring 1 or 2 goals, regardless of the level, he's not really going to translate. Very rare do you see a striker that scores 2 goals go to 20. With a guy scoring 17, we then lock him into our system. He scores 23 in a couple of leagues above. That's absolutely brilliant. He's got pace, he's got composure, he's got finishing ability and consistency. And for me, Richard Thomas was the star signing this year. And he wasn't alone as well, because remember Nathan Hall, the 5 finishing central attacking midfielder? Turns out he's an absolute wizard. He had 22 goal contributions this season, 14 assists, 8 goals, and was an absolute revelation in that central attacking midfielder role. And all of that has done absolute wonders for our financial situation as well. We were down at £1 million in the red, and having a season where we were getting great gate receipts and eventually going only 500k in the debt. Now with our financial winnings from this season as well, only 160k in debt, which is fantastic. We haven't got a lot of room to wiggle for next season whatsoever, but as it always is in these sorts of leagues, there is a lot of turnover and a lot of players that were good enough a few seasons ago, which are no longer good enough. Someone like Tafaj might not stay around. He's on £1,000 a week, taking up about 10% of our budget is just on Toulon Tafaj. He needs to be a 3.5, 4-star player to really warrant that sort of money. So if we can restructure his deal, he'll stay. If not, we'll move on and we'll go back to the transfer window and sign some more free agents. That is the wonderful way of non-league and even lower league management scouting. Don't get too attached to players. It's like falling in love with loan players. You don't want to do that, especially in these levels. Get rid of them, move on, and bring in some new stars. So once again, it was a whole bunch of players released, but incomings were aplenty, and we made some fantastic deals this summer. Gareth Taylor, number 1, a supremely quick right winger. And we remember this name, Saeed Tomic. He has finally had his contract released at West Ham. He was unbelievable for us in the National League and joins back this season. And I'm very, very excited about that one. Alex Rooks is up next, a centre-back. Blaine Ferenbach, a midfielder. Bailey James Potts, a centre-back / right-back. Stevie Hill is a left-back. Justin Rodriguez is a defensive midfielder. Isaac Smith is a centre-back. Hayden Pickard is a left-back. And Finley O'Gorman is a rotational striker. So a lot of new deals coming in, a lot of players leaving, and we know that means a lot of new players in the squad. Once again, Warren in goal. Pot, Prudhoe, Pickles, Pickard. That is such a... Pot, Prudhoe, Pickles and Pickard. I didn't even plan that. The 4 Ps at the back. That is fantastic. Rodriguez and Tafaj does end up staying in DM. Say Tomic at left, Taylor on right, Nathan Hall in cam, and of course, big Richie Thomas up front. We have got a much better squad these days, though. I am very happy with how things are going. Financially, we are spending a tiny bit too much. We were on 18k last year, now 19.5. So about £1,000 overall has been spent. We're looking into League 2, though. Things have started very well. We are unbeaten in the first 4 games, 3 victories, 1 draw, and Richard Thomas already has 6 goals. The season preview predicts us 22nd, but based off this start, I think we could be challenging for promotion. And this really was the season of #United coming in to their own. We didn't just have that fantastic start of season form. The form really did carry on. Despite losing to Bradford City in September, we went unbeaten in the month of October. And while there was 2 losses in November, the rest were all victories, and we were certainly showing ourselves to be a really strong side and one that would certainly challenge for promotion. But it wasn't just promotion that I wanted to win the title. We went on a ridiculous run in the second half of the season, unbeaten throughout the whole month of January, won the first 2 games in February, 3 losses in 4 games in between February and March, but then winning every other game other than a draw against Shrewsbury to finish the season, which meant that #United were champions of League 2 on 94 points, 3 points clear of Bradford City, one of the only other teams to beat us. They finished on 91, and it was quite a drop-off then to Swindon, and promoted also was Northampton. So obviously you have to be in the top 3. We didn't want to just come top 3, did we? We wanted to win the league, and that is what we have done here today. 94 points is a fantastic points tally, and it means that we are going up to League 1. We didn't think it was a jump up from the National League to League 2. I tell you what, it is a huge jump up from League 2 to League 1. The salary has gone from 2.5 million to 25, and Wrexham with 20, and 2.5 million is one of the lowest. And if we check things out for League 2, we are spending just 998k. So financially, we are nowhere near a powerhouse. We are nearly out of the red, which is fantastic. We have got a much bigger transfer budget and wage budget now, £10,000 in wage budget to spend. but it's really not going to be easy. I mean, Richard Thomas is doing really well. 21 goals in 22 games. He's a 2-star player, and he just is not League One quality at all. He is actually leaving the club. Finley Gorman was decent this year, 17 goals. Nowhere near League One quality. Nathan Hall, 12 goals, 4 assists. I actually think probably is League One quality. Very, very good player. Has been brilliant for us. And the same goes for Gareth Taylor. Say Tomic this year, great to get him back. 21 goal contributions. This guy really is the kind of player that always excels on FM. Doesn't struggle with consistency. Good speed, good dribbling, beats a man, and loves to put a ball in the box as well. But that is pretty much it for this season. It's been a very, very good one. We've won the league. I think is this even our first major trophy? It might be, because we haven't won another league. We've managed to cut playoffs time and time again. I mean, we were second in the Vanarama National League South, third in the Isthmian League. We finished 6th in the National League, and now we win a title. Sky Bet League 2 is #United's, and we are going up to the 3rd tier, Sky Bet League 1. Now, before we get into that League One season, we need to talk about Football.Fun and FDF, because it is back for the Club World Cup. And I missed the start due to being on holiday, but we are now here. And the best thing is, it is open to everyone. So the link to join up FDF and play fantasy football through the Club World Cup is literally linked down below. And everyone and anyone can join. You no longer need to be invited. So all of you that are messaging, trying to get invite codes, you don't need it no more. It is available to everyone. There's over 2,500 people on the game already. And I think I've done pretty well in game week 1. I managed to invest in, forwards-wise, where is he? Mr. Pedro Neto. I can't see where he is. Oh, it's because the game week's restarted and it's going into the next one. Hence why. But I had Pedro Neto, so I get some decent score from him because he scored for Chelsea. You can see the players that I am currently invested in. Pedro Neto, Haaland, Blanco, Glau, Bellingham, Kane, a bit of Edison Cavani, because why on earth not? And I find it so fun that all these other random clubs are involved in fantasy football as well. It's not just the star players. You've got all of these absolute legends as well. We'll open up a pack and see who we get. Number 1 is Anton from Borussia Dortmund. We move on to Ruben Diaz from City. And there we go. A cool little player. Williams Alcaron from Boca Juniors. And finishing up with Alex Telles at Botafogo. If you want to get yourself on FDF, the link is down below. Trust me, it's great fun. At the moment, 3 to play. And playing this sort of, fantasy football during a Club World Cup makes it so much more enjoyable, and you actually be able to be interested in watching it, which is amazing. So get the link down in the description and join up with FDF. Right, so the step up is going to be ridiculous, but I tell you what, we have really struggled in terms of finding some players that are good enough to take the step up, that are interested in coming to #. Number 1, Ches Nugent is one of the best centre-backs we could find. High determination. Maybe it's good to have him in the squad. Marlon Stockill, another centre-back coming in, also high determination, slightly better physically. Cenk Jelfs is another centre-back. You can really tell we went on the defensive side. Charlie Jones, a rotational striker, not very good at all. And finally, TJ Stupple, a signing that I'm very, very happy with. A top-tier goalkeeper. This guy is good enough on FM to be honest, to be a lower half Premier League goalkeeper. Good area reach, jumping reach, determination, handling, reflexes, and kicking is also very, very good. As a goalkeeper in League One, he is going to be absolutely fantastic, and I have no doubt in that. So heavy on the defence, which means our attack doesn't change too much. And we have still got Big Thomas up front, which is good to see, staying at the club. Not good enough, but it is what it is. Taylor on the right wing, Tomic on the left wing, Hall in the cam, Rodriguez and Nugent in DM, Pot, Jelf, Stockill and Hill in the defence with Stupple in goal. We are going to struggle. Fight bravely against relegation is what the board want us to do. We are 200 to 1 to go up. Remember, we were 22nd place last year in League 2, and we won the league. So this year, 24th in League 1. We are going to struggle. Our team is not good enough financially. We are nowhere near being competitive with them. And I think we're going to really struggle probably from now on to get to the Premier League, as we have probably hit a wall now where you can get away with using some non-league players. You can get away with having just some pacey players in the side and breaking the physicals on FM. You now start to get to this level, you need some more technically gifted players. I think we're going to really struggle. And well, yeah, to absolutely nobody's surprise, it was a huge struggle. The month of September, we didn't win a single game. We won just one in October, won just one in November. But luckily, we started to turn the form around as we got to the second half of the season. 4 victories in December is as many as we've had in the rest of the season. So if we could just carry on that form for the second half, we would be okay. And luckily, that's pretty much what we've done. We lost 1, drew 1, and won 1 in the month of January. February, we won a game, drew a game, lost 2. Pretty decent in March, only losing 2, drawing 3, winning 2, and went unbeaten in April, which lucky enough for us, done absolute wonders for our League 1 position. A 0 goal difference once again in 16th place, 5 points clear of the relegation on 56. QPR relegated to League 2 on 51 points is absolutely savage. This league was so tight, it was so cagey, and the fact that we have finished in 16th, we were literally 12 points away from being able to go into the playoffs, which is crazy. Boston United doing really well in this rebuild. Are they the highest non-league side that we've got so far? They probably are, let's be honest. There's no one else going really crazy up here. So really cool to see a team like Boston United and Bradford City as well doing bits. We've got Crystal Palace down in 19th place here, which is crazy to see. They are the biggest team that have fallen off, I believe, so far in 2035 now, of course. We are well into the future, which makes signings really difficult because it's pretty much just regens. I mean, a young striker, Miles LeBurn, he's now 31 years of age. I'm not going to go and sign him. He's way too old for what we're looking to do. He was a top goal scorer this season in League 1 for Charlton, finishing in 3rd place. He'll be there next season, but just showing that the young players in real life are now not really there. You look at our recommendations, it's all just regens, and it is a real struggle. We don't have the money to go and scout many places. Obviously in England, you have ESC slots, etc., which make it so difficult. So we are pretty much still just looking at getting players in from the Premier League, Championship, League 1 that are being released, bringing them in on trial, see how good they are, and chucking them into playing men's football. It is not good. It is not the way I want to build this squad. Eventually, I'm going to bring in some hidden regen wonder kids. So far, we just do not have the facilities for that in the slightest. For the first time, though, in possibly the whole rebuild, we are in positive balance, which is great to see. £180,000 in overall balance is amazing. 186 is the best we got to this season, but we still are unable to improve the club at all because we have no money. We are half-star training facilities, half-star youth facilities, 1.5-star silver and youth recruitment. We are so down bad in terms of where the club should be in League 1. We are just really coasting our way through using an overpowered formation and somehow surviving. So once again, it was a real struggle to bring players in, and once again, it is a free agent window. It is the only thing we are able to do. Adam Wheatley, released from the Premier League with Brentford, comes in. David Lopez from Plymouth, a striker with 16 finishing, comes in. Callum McCann from Norwich comes in as a left winger with good speed. Callum Perry, a free agent centre-back. Charlie Brunt, a free agent centre-back. Blaine McClure, a free agent midfielder. And Drogba is brought in, mainly because of his name. I'll be honest, I saw Drogba, Ivory Coast, striker. Surely he has to bag goals. 5 finishing. There wasn't a lot of scouting that went into this. I saw he was released from RC Abidjan in Ivory Coast. I saw he had the ability to score goals. 5 for finishing is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how he got a work permit either. He must have something. Yeah, he's also French and English, so he did have that, which meant no work permit, which made it really easy. He's good in big matches. 5 finishing. Drogba doesn't really work, does it? Let's be honest. Roland, hopefully you are a reincarnation of Big Didier. This is the current best side if we pick it by best 11. It's such a small squad, it's ridiculous. Defensively, so rough. DMs, so rough. Attack is fairly decent. The main thing is goalkeeper. TJ Stupple is a superstar. He is a 4-star player, by far the best player in the club. And I knew that when I signed him. I knew we had found an absolute gem, so we need to keep hold of him. And hopefully he stays until we get to the very top, because otherwise we're absolutely screwed. We have the smallest squad, no money, and we are just fighting above our weight. It is really David and Goliath here. And well, the story of David and Goliath is a magical one, and one that it seems we might be able to actually recreate. We had an unbelievable start to this year, beating West Brom and then Wrexham in the Carabao Cup first round. showing we might actually be able to compete against some big sides. We nearly went unbeaten in the first month, but lost to Boston, but a 4-1 victory over Yeovil was a massive, massive turning point. We only lost 2 games in the month of September, 1 game in the month of October, surrounded by 4 victories and just 2 draws, and you can see the sheer amount of goals we are scoring. 4-2, 4-1, 4-1. We are doing bits going forward. In terms of November, a little bit ropey to start, but finished on good form. 4 wins out of 5, and we are actually taking our way to being a potential playoff side. And it was actually on the final day of the season that we needed a victory to secure promotion without playoffs. And it was Altrincham who we faced up against, a team that I have done a long-term rebuild with before, so a team that I had to put to the sword. It was 2-0 in 46 minutes. In the 63rd, Saeed Tomic, the left-hand side, that high dribbling comes in, falls back to Simpson, and Nathan Hall, with that 5 finishing, believe it or not, turns it into the bottom corner for 3-0. Simpson to the left-hand side once again cuts it back. McClaw, another one on the edge of the box. Farrenbach, a great effort for 4-0 in the 68th minute, and we made it 5 as well in the 72nd. Taylor, who has been a brilliant signing for us, the free agent deal, yet another one of course, finishes home eventually. 5-0, we secure promotion in a demolishing victory over Altrincham, and I tell you what, I am buzzing we done that, because in 3rd place was Huddersfield and 1st place was Wimbledon. It was so tight. Huddersfield 1 point behind us, Carlisle 2 points behind us. We had to win that game, and luckily we did. We'd have been facing Wigan, MK Dons, Carlisle in the playoffs if we didn't win that game, but luckily we did. And it's Huddersfield that come up with us. We are now officially higher up in the leagues than Reading, West Brom, Charlton, Swansea, who else? Lincoln. I mean, who's been relegated from the Championship? Any big sides? Pompey, Salford, Hull. Lower down than #United. And I know I'm a little bit obsessed with the financial side of these sorts of rebuilds, but Hull, for example, spending £28.5 million and are spending 1.49. We are now higher up than them, showing that good recruitment and a good tactic can take you very far in rebuilds and in your saves in general. Look for high physicals and just try and break the game. Charlie Jones, his stats aren't very good at all. 9 finishing, 9 composure, but a good system. He scores 23 goals. Gareth Taylor, Nathan Hall, 5 finishing, 20 goals, 13 assists. Saeed Tomic, 19 assists. And we are just doing absolute wonders. The 2 DMs on support, both with 10 assists as well. I can't believe we've got to the Championship, let alone the next step of getting them to the Premier League as well. We actually have a decent amount of money to go and spend now, which is nice. £960,000 in transfer budget, 18k in wage budget. We can get that right up to £37,000 in wage budget, which I think is more than we're spending now, potentially overall. We are spending 35, so we can double our wage budget, which should mean we can double the ability of our squad. And if I'm good at scouting, which I would like to say, I will hold my hands up and say I'm pretty decent at scouting, I should be able to do absolute wonders with this £75,000 wage budget and hopefully keep #in the Championship, and within 2 or 3 seasons make them a Premier League side. So let's see how we do it. Right, for the first time we have spent money, and I think for the first time it's been worth it as well. Number 1 signing is Nathan Cunningham, coming in from Swindon. Cost us just £100,000, so it's not, Sky Bet Championship breaking, but it is for us. That's our biggest ever purchase, and this season he played just 6 games. I should probably just stick to the free agents. Because to be honest, we can say that for pretty much all the signings. Ben Neary cost us £100,000 and didn't play that much. Paddy Barry, however, a free agent contract coming in from Dagenham and Redbridge. Carl Ball, a centre-back, free agent, 22 years of age. Unreal signing, now value of £4.2 million. Tyrone Fitzgerald, £110,000 from Salford. He was pretty average at left back. Steve Dunn from Reading, 64k, actually a very good defensive midfielder and someone I'm really happy we brought in. Lewis Berry, a free agent right back, now value of £5 million. Freddie Turner, a free agent left back, probably played better than Nathan Cunningham. So yeah, it is what it is. Darren Horncastle, a free agent midfielder. Darren Seymour, a right winger brought in. Sam Newman, a striker brought in from Spennymoor. Michael Allsop, a free agent goalkeeper. And Dara Green coming in as well. I have actually set it up so the director of football goes and gets players for the under-19s and under-21s, because we literally don't have a squad. Under 21s is 4 players big, and under 18s is full of absolute idiots. So I do have it. So he goes out there and tries to find players for the under 21s and under 18s. Hence why he brings in players like this, which, to be honest, are much better potential than our players. Still not great, but they're all pretty much free agent players, and it's not really the end of the world. I don't mind giving the director of football a little bit of that to go and try and find some young talent. You never know, one day it might come in handy. As for the first team, this was the first team squad. Stupple, of course, staying in goal. Berry, Ball, Jelson, Turner, McLaurin, Dunn, Seymour, Tomic, Hall, and Cunningham up front. And this season is actually already done. It was in the Championship. It was always going to be tough. It was ridiculously tough. We finished in 21st place, but survived by 7 points. So as much as we're only a place above being relegated, we survived by 7 points, which is quite a lot in the grand scheme of things. Only 2 points away from 19th place. Relegated Cardiff, Nottingham Forest, and Peterborough. So they are now, I think, the biggest club in League One. Crystal Palace are now up to 7th. So yeah, Forest in real life are going into the Conference League, are now going down to League One. What a fall off they have had. They have been yo-yoing between the two and now go all the way down to League One, which is absolutely crazy. We have managed to survive, obviously, which is great news. Financially, it has been fantastic to be in the Championship. We now have £5.5 million in the bank. We are, I would say, rich at this point. I mean, it's a massive change to where we have been previously. Things have massively turned around for us in the financials. That doesn't mean that we've been able to improve the training facilities, youth facilities, or youth recruitment just yet, but hopefully in the near future that will be possible. We still have Mike Smith as the chairperson. I don't know how he got so much money just there. Must be some sort of like parachute for staying in Championship, getting that £5 million, which is huge. £5 million this month we raised. So it's got to be something like that, because there's no other way we got that sort of money without that happening, which is absolutely huge. In fact, we can probably see it here. We had £1 million in sponsorship money and 4.8 in solidarity payments. So there you go. There's £5 million staying in the league. Absolutely massive. That should help us now build hashtag to a Premier League side. That's the foundation. We just now got to go and do it. Now, there's only 4 signings this summer, and that's because I think we are progressing with a good young squad, and a few little players needed to come in to really improve us. And one of them was the £240,000 signing of Mike Eastham, a 22-year-old central attacking midfielder brought in from Charlton, who were obviously in the League One, the league below, but has played 4 back-to-back seasons in League One now. And I think he's a really good midfielder. He can play in cam, he can play in DM, and I think he's really well-rounded and a fantastic signing, great with both feet. Moving on from that, we have Dara Green from Sutton, another one of the director of football signings. Malcolm Alsop, a good backup goalkeeper, and Sam Newman, I think we've already seen potentially. We also have Bernardo Garcia coming in from Downbio. This is one of my hidden regen sort of signings coming in. He is a Uruguayan striker, really good leadership, really good determination, physicals, and finishing. Consistent Leipzig matches, is actually a very good signing. Coming in from Uruguay on that free agent piece of business. I think we have worked wonders to get him into the club. And again, just showing that level of scouting that we do here. I don't know if I've actually showed it in either part of this video, so we might as well show it here. We come to my managed filters. These are all available on the Patreon in different places, but I'm sure you'll be able to find them. Hidden Gem Internationals. There is a specific video on this whole thing if you do want to use it, because it is fantastic. You have to set this to being at the World, and we will go and see players with high reputation from loads of different nations, sorted by nation, go through and scout players from decent nations like Ghana here. Francis Owusu, if he was still playing in Ghana, he would be a brilliant player to go and look at. Scrolling down, there's not actually too many still available that we don't know anything about. In fact, there is pretty much none. So in this case, I'll probably sort by world reputation. Anything over 1.5 star, give them a scout, see what they're about, and you never know. You might find yourself the next Bernardo Garcia, because he is going to be a huge part of this team going forward over the next couple of seasons. He comes in as a rotational player to Cunningham, as he was obviously the starter last season. Taylor, Hall, and Tomic staying as our attack midfield trio. Dunn and Eastham in DM. Berry, Ball, Jelfs, Fitzgerald, and Stupple in goal. Another season in the Championship, and to be honest, another season we just want to consolidate. We don't want to get promoted too soon. Not that I think we've got any real chance of that. Which is why I'm very happy to just consolidate and finish down in 16th place. Much better than last season, 9 points overall. really clear of the relegation phase, which is amazing. We are progressing as a club at a nice, steady rate. You don't want this graph to just shoot up because you'll get relegated very quickly. We're actually building a bit more of a squad and a club, and our reputation is going up because of that as well. Now 2.5 stars, sadly nothing else, but this sort of consolidation period is kind of what we wanted. A couple of seasons in League 1, a couple of seasons in League 2, and this is now going to be our second season in the Championship, and of course we are safe, which is great to see. There is no real threat this season of relegation. We finished in 16th, negative 16 goal difference isn't great, of course. We wouldn't know where to be seen in terms of the stats, etc., but that's fine. We are massively punching above our weight and doing a good job while doing that as well. Mike Easton, 18 goal contributions, Charlie Jones with 12, and Adam Wheatley with 13. Said Tomic is still our best player at the club, a value of £8.8 million, and unhappy and wants a brand new deal. If we can get anything close to that, I will probably cash in and hopefully turn this side into a Premier League side using that money. But to be honest, that wasn't necessary. We didn't need to lose, say, Tomic. We just needed to attempt to improve on our current squad. And I think with the transfer window we have just had, that exactly is what we will be doing. Our first signing is Zeng Zalton, a defensive midfielder slash right back who looks really good, very well-rounded, good on both feet, and extreme consistency. He cost us 325k, but I think it's a great piece of business. Next up is Tom Hughes from Bournemouth, a quick right winger with high determination. Marlon Patmore comes in on a permanent deal this time from West Ham as a brand new left back. Solomon Diallo is a striker from Spurs, really well-rounded at just 20 years of age. Jack Austin comes in as a backup goalkeeper from Derby. Joseph Davies from Huddersfield, so well-rounded in a bunch of different positions, which is great. Kelechi Aziz from Birmingham. And finally, Ryan Glover is our best defensive midfielder, 25 years of age, Welsh midfielder, very well-rounded, great in big matches, comes in from Crawley. And our team does look quite different. Glover and Zayton make up a brand new defensive midfield partnership. Hughes, Easton, Tomic, and Steve Taylor up front. Did we just see Steve Taylor? I must have signed him in the end of the last transfer window. 150k we got this guy for from Palace. This guy looks incredible. I don't know if it's just me. This guy looks broken. He's got 6 foot. He is good speed, great determination, flair and bravery, good composure, good finishing. 21 years of age. He was transfer listed for 150k, and he's not played too many games. Let's be real here. He obviously come through, was doing really well in the Championship. They've obviously replaced him as they've got better and attempted to get back to the Premier League, which they haven't quite done yet. But 150k for someone with over 100 games in the men's game currently, capped at under 19s level for England. This guy looks brilliant. He's going to spearhead our new look attack and our new look team for this season. And players like that are the difference between finishing 16th and winning the league. The same goes for Zalton in DM or Glover as that really strong defensive midfield duo. Our goalkeeper TJ Stupple is good enough to get promoted. I think we are slowly building a squad, and I'm actually very happy with how the transfer window has gone in recent years. We have now spent around about £1.5 million on building this side. Other than that, pretty much every other transfer that has been done throughout this rebuild has been free agent business. We now have £8 million in the bank. I am asking the board consistently to improve the training facilities, youth facilities and youth recruitment because we want them to get better eventually. As we get to the Premier League, we're going to need a better youth system to attempt to challenge on the European scale or eventually win the league. We're going to need an overall club which is good enough, and I think right now we're doing a fantastic job. I'm very, very happy. We just need to now see if we can take this to the next level. We've been battling relegation. We've then come basically mid-table. The media think we're going to get relegated again, but I think we can now try and challenge with our super striker and a dual pivot in DM, which I'm confident of, for the playoffs. That is the goal, is playoff football. And that would be a truly magical story, but something we've found on this journey so far is that #United is a magical club, and the David and Goliath rings so true. We were unbelievable to start this season. 4 wins and 1 loss to kick things off, including a 5-0 over Wrexham, and Super Stevie Taylor, the new striker, well, he found his shooting boots early on, and he was just brilliant all season. A win, a draw, a loss in September, 4 victories, a loss and a draw in October, a winning month of November, just the 1 loss in December, surrounded by 3 victories and 2 draws. we really were on some top tier form. And like I said, it was pretty much all down to one man. Steve Taylor this season was outrageous. He scored 33 goals in 38 games, 31 in 34 in the championship alone, and he cost me 155k. How on earth are Crystal Palace allowing this man to leave the club? To clarify, this is the Crystal Palace side that just finished 21st in the championship and have just sold their striker to us for 150k. Their vice captain, Aaron Anselminho, is one of the best wonder kids on the game, has had an absolute flopper of a career. Palace spent £7.5 million on him, and they're going finish 21st, and we take their striker for 150k. I mean, his stats have progressed so well. Determination, flair, bravery, physicals. I can't believe we poached a striker like this for so cheap. And of course, we were hoping that he was going to take us to be able to get to the playoffs this season, but he did get a not career ending, but season ending injury in the last month of the season. So there was no doubt that our form fell off a cliff. But in the final day of the season, we faced up against Burnley and beat them 3-0. And Cunningham, a signing from a couple of seasons ago, stepped into that striker role fantastically well, and we dominated Burnley. But did we have enough in the bank to take us to the playoffs? We had a lot more than that. We managed to win the league. We've won the championship. 350 to 1 at the start of the season. We have done it. And like I've said, it's down to a few special talents. Steve Taylor, top goal scorer, top average rating. TJ Stupple, top in clean sheets. Tom Hughes is a right winger that's come out of the woodworks here as a rotational player, finishing 4th place in the average rating charts. And our strong, aggressive system, 11 yellow cards for Davies, Ball and Stephen Dunn. That's the real win of this season. But what it was is we just scored a whole bunch of goals, 97 as a team. And defensively, we stepped up, because it is just 55 throughout the league. I haven't changed the tactic at all. It is Kempi's basic 4-2-3-1. Well, it's not that basic, because it's absolutely smashed the championship. And that means we're going to the Premier League next season, which means this is the final season of this episode. And the next episode will be taking #2 Premier League winners. And it's all down to one man. You can see from this screen, we were heavily carried by Steve Taylor. £150,000 has got us our striker to take us to the next level. And next episode, I want to see if we can get Steve Taylor to lift the Premier League trophy. At 150k man, it's like Jamie Vardy. That's what we've got here. We've got our very own Jamie Vardy. And it is a heroic story. Saeed Tomic obviously has come with us. He played for us down in the National League on a free agent deal and has come up with us now to the Premier League, which is fantastic. Doing a Pelly Ruddock and Penzu, where he's played National League, League 2, League 1 Championship, and then it'll be Premier League for us, which is fantastic. Great to see him stay around. Mike Eastham, very good, 18 goal contributions. Cunningham with 11. Gareth Taylor with 16. Tom Hughes with 13 as well. And overall, just a really well-rounded squad. The tactic is overpowered. I know that. We've got to do it in these sorts of rebuilds. But hashtag, we're Premier League. A Premier League hashtag United. This save file will be available on the Patreon. So if you guys want to play a save where hashtag are a Premier League side, you can come and do that on the Patreon down below. Just a little teaser for you. We have £22 million and £260,000 in wage budget. And the next episode is going to completely switch from free agents to hidden international wonder kids. So get yourselves ready, because next episode is going to be an absolute banger coming this weekend. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll speak to you next time.